Okay, let's move on to chapter 3 for our Shinkansen Masta Bumpo and Sang. So, 22ページお願いします。So, for chapter 3, our topic is 比べれば何々が一番. Okay, normally we use this for comparison or for giving an emphasis. So, the expressions for N3 are くらいだ、ぐらいだ、くらい、ぐらい、ほどだ、ほど. And we have くらいはない、ぐらい、ぐらいはない、ほどはない. Then we have くらいなら or ぐらいなら. Then last is に限る. Okay, so let's discuss first. The first set, we have くらいだ、ぐらいだ、くらい and ぐらい. Okay, so first let's discuss this set. So for くらい, there are actually two meanings, okay, in Japanese grammar. The first one is teido, okay, or the degree. Nani nani no teido ni. Okay, so in this degree. So in English, we can say almost. Normally, we use this to emphasize an extent. So in English, we can also express this as to the extent. So we normally use plain form and then mostly in the present form. So 例えば、山道は、okay, 山道は子供でも歩けるくらいの緩い坂です。Okay, so 山道、okay, the path to the mountain は子供でも even ね、even children 歩けるくらい。Okay, so to the point ね、to the extent that even children can walk ね、の緩い坂、緩い is gentle slope ね、gentle slope、坂 is slope ね、mountain slope です。Okay, what about the next set? We have the keishi. For the keishi, okay, so 何々のような軽いことや簡単なこと。So basically, at least, okay, minimum. So you basically, you're basically saying that something is not so important or you thought lightly of it. So you make it, the meaning is it's the least you need or the least requirement. So here, we need a noun. We can also use verb or we can also use adjective. 例えば、一泊旅行ね。一泊旅行だから、OK? 持ち物は下着ぐらいで大丈夫です。Okay, here, so 一泊旅行 is one night. So it's because it's a one night stay or a one night trip, 持ち物ね、your luggage or your hand carry は下着ぐらい。Okay? So at least just your underwear ね。minimum your underwear で大丈夫です。Okay, it's enough. Okay, it's okay. So another is the hodo. Okay, for the hodo da. Okay, almost the same. We also use this for teido or degree. So nani nani no teido ni. Okay, it's also the same meaning to the extent that or so much that. Same thing. We also use the plain form mostly in the present form. So 例えば ijime wa, okay? So bullying. Ijime wa kodomo ni totte for children, とっては死にたいほど、okay? To the extent of, to the point that they want to die ね。死にたいほどの辛い経験 is a very, very bad experience ね。It's a worst experience かもしれない。Okay? So here, it's probably ね。Probably a bad experience to the extent that they want to die ね。this is our subject here is the ijume or the bullying. Another is sokanke. Basically, if you want to relate it, okay, or you want to generalize it, okay, nani nani soreba ni nari moto ni naru. So this one is not included in this chapter. So I will also mention it so you will know all the meaning of hodo in the Japanese grammar. So here we use dictionary, we use adjective, we use na adjective. Well, this one is I adjective and the na adjective and then the noun. So, 例えば、外国語は okay, foreign language, 勉強するほど okay, so the more you study, 難しくなる the more it becomes difficult. This one will be discussed in the latter chapter. So, for this chapter, this is we will be using this teido only. Okay, so let's try to check our textbook for the example. Okay, so for the next topic, we have kurai wanai. Okay, gurai or hodo wanai. So, これは何々は最後に or 何々が一番. Okay, so in English, sometimes we say it's the most. Okay, or there's nothing or nothing is comparable. So this is the best, this is the most blank. Okay, we normally use noun here. So, 例えば、彼ぐらいのわがままなやつはいない。Okay? So, please take note in our ending here, it's one eye because normally here, if it's non-living noun, but since our topic here is kare, this is a living things, so we change nai into inai. Okay? This will become inai. So, kare gurai, okay? Meaning he is the most wagamama, selfish person. This is a colloquial way of saying person, hito or yatsu. So wagamama na yatsu wa inai. So no more. I haven't met anyone as selfish as him. So he is the most selfish. Okay. もう一つの例は、夕食後、okay, after eating dinner, 好きな音楽を聴きながら、okay, while listening to favorite music, 本を読むくらい楽しいことはない。Okay, so nothing comparable. Okay, nothing as interesting, as happy, or as enjoyable or fun experience than reading book while listening to your favorite music after eating dinner. Okay, so it's the most enjoyable activity for you. Okay, so let's try to check our example in the textbook. Okay, for the next set, okay, kurai nara or gurai nara, okay? 何々ことを我慢するより, okay? So if in English we say if this is the case or if that's the case, then you're better off blank. Okay, normally we use a dictionary. It's like giving an alternative, or you're giving a subjective judgment. For example, 自由がなくなるくらいなら, okay, if I will be losing my freedom, ね, 自由, my freedom, 一生ね, all throughout ね, 独身でいる方がいい. I'd rather be single my entire life. Okay, so here, so if this is the case, the case is 自由がなくなる, meaning you losing the freedom, then better in the predicate. So better that I am single my entire life. ね, 一生, ね, 独身でいる方がいい. Another, あんな店長の下で働くくらいなら, okay? So if it's the case, or if I have to work, ね, under the supervision of that manager, ね, store manager, then more than that, 転職した方がいい. I'd rather transfer work. Okay? So if that's the case, if he's my manager, better I stop working or I transfer work. Okay? So let's try to check more example in the textbook. Okay, for the last set for chapter 3, this is ni kageru. Okay? So ni kageru is the same as nani nani ga ichiban ii. Okay? Or the best method, or is the best. So here we use dictionary, we use nai form, and we also use noun. Okay? 例えば, let's try to check first the noun. 一日の仕事を終えた後は冷えたビールに限りますよ. Okay, so after finishing your day's work, okay, 冷えた beer, ね, cold, ね, chilled beer is the best. に限ります. Another, let's try to check some verb. 自分が悪いと思ったら, okay, 自分が, if you think you're at fault, ね, 素直に, okay, 謝ってしまうに限る. Okay? So the best is for you to apologize. Ne? Last, let's try to check some adjective, knife form, sorry. 太りなくなければ, okay, 太りたくなければ, okay, if you don't want to get fat, とにかく, okay, カロリーの高いものを食べないに限る. Okay? The best is, of course, not eating high-calorie food. So let's try to check our example. Okay, so after finishing that, let's try to answer. Let's open our textbook on page 26,26ページ. So please try to answer. 第3課の1から9まで. Okay, so another set. We will now discuss chapter 4, に対して. Okay, so に対して from the word itself, this is normally used for contrast, contrasting statement. So here are the expressions for ensang. We have に対して、反面、一方で、というより、or 代わりに. Okay, let's try to check first the に対して. For に対して, okay, there are two meaning. We have the 対象. Okay, this is towards or the target, ne? And then we have the 対比. Normally, this is the contrasting. Okay, so these are all the meaning for に対して for the whole Japanese grammar. Okay, so let's first discuss the 対象. 何々に or 何々を相手として. Okay, so meaning you are talking about your target or toward someone or something. So here we normally use a noun. 例えば、この奨学金ね。奨学金 is scholarship ね。scholarship money or scholarship grant. この奨学金は、okay? 将来ね。将来 in the future. 教員ね。教員 are basically professors, teachers ね。in educational field になりたい. Okay? Those who want to become an instructor or a professor or a teacher と思っている人に対して. Okay? So these are targeted, okay? For those who wants to become an educator ね in the future. 与えられるものです。与えられる is to be given or to give or to award ね。ものです。ね。So another is for taihi. This one is our topic for this chapter. This is for contrast, meaning as opposed to or in contrast to. This time we are not limited to noun. We can also use this to plain form. 例えば、活発な, okay? 活発な姉は, okay? So active, highly active, or likes someone who likes to go out, or who have many friends, okay? Friendly to a lot of people, ね。活発な姉に対して, okay? So as contrast to my active or well-versed older sister, 妹は, okay? My younger sister は静かな type です, okay? My younger sister is the silent type. いいですか? So let's try to check our textbook for some more examples. Okay, next we have hanmen. For hanmen, basically, you are presenting two sides, okay? So at the same time or on the other hand, okay? Normally two sides of the topic. So here we use a plain form. In Japanese, we say, 一面では何々と考えられるが、別の面から見ると, okay, looking at the other side or looking at the other way or, okay, other point. So we also say that. So, 例えば、郊外に住むのは, okay, in the suburb ね、郊外に住むのは、通勤には不便な反面, okay? So, commuting, okay, since you live in the suburb, commuting is inconvenient, okay? On the other hand, okay, the other side of the coin, 自然に近く, okay, it's very near the nature, 生活するという要素もある. So, basically, so it's good. Okay, you have a good life in the suburb. You are surrounded by nature, ne? Stress-free, relaxing atmosphere. But of course, on the other side, uh, going home, ne? Since it's in suburb, so going home is basically very inconvenient. Okay, so you are presenting two sides, ne? Two sides about 郊外に住むこと. Another example, 彼女はいつもは明るい反面、ね、寂しがりでもあります. Okay, so always bright, always happy. Okay, on the other side, sometimes, no, she is also sad or she has her sad moments. Okay, so let's try to check our example in the textbook. The third set is the expression ippode, okay? So in Japanese, we say sore kara mata, okay? Or on one hand, on the other hand, also, this is basically two opposing sides, ne? You're not just presenting two sides, but you are presenting two opposing sides, okay? So here, we use the plain form. So, 例えば、いい親は、okay? 厳しく叱る、okay? Okay, so, いい親、okay? A good parent, ね? 厳しく叱る. So, they scold, so they're strict, ね? They scold their children. 一方で, okay? On the other hand, ね? 褒めることも 忘れない, okay? So, they also don't forget, ね? Praising their children. So, on the one side is basically scolding them, being strict to them, but on the other hand, they are also praising them, for good work, for good deeds. Another example, 一人暮らし. 一人暮らし is living alone, by yourself. Living by yourself は寂しさ, okay? So sadness を感じることが多い. So you feel, you feel sad. There are many times that you feel sad. 一方, okay? On the other hand, 気楽な要素もある. So on the other hand, you're free, you are not, you're not minding anyone. So since you're alone, so it also has basically you're saying it also has a good side. So let's check more example in our textbook. Okay. For the fourth set, we have toiyu yori. Okay. For toiyu yori, in Japanese, we say toiyu iikata o suru yori mushiro. Okay. So more than calling it, or rather than saying it, it's more of blank. Okay. It's more of this. 例えば、コンピューターゲームは、okay, computer games ね。子供のおもちゃというより、okay, rather than calling it or labeling it as children, or child's game, 今や大人向け, okay, right now, okay, or lately, ね、大人向け, meaning for the adults, designed for the adults の一大, okay, 一大産業となっています. So it's now a big, okay, a huge industry or a major industry. That's also catering to adults. So before, it used to be a child's game, but now it's different. Now, adults are now patronizing it, so it became a big business, a huge business. So let's try to check our textbook for more example. Okay, last for chapter 4, last topic is kawari ni. Okay, there are two meaning. Okay, in Japanese grammar, we have the daisho and then the dairi. Okay, nani nani no daisho toshite. Okay, so the other side or in exchange. So we use plain form here, and then the other one is dairi. No, so in place of. Okay, so you can use dictionary or noun. So, I'll just change this. So here, let's check the daisho. この辺は this area は買い物などに okay 買い物などに不便な代わりに okay in exchange of inconvenient ね shopping 自然を壊してしまったのではない okay so they did not destroy the nature okay it as it is they retain it as its natural form so in exchange of that well I guess in that area there is no shopping mall, there's no big supermarket. So, well, because of that, because there are no malls, there are no developed establishments, then it remained as natural as it is. Okay, so this is the meaning of the kawarimi. Okay, in exchange of not having this, then you retain the original form or the original natural form. In the diary, 何々のダイアリーとしてするのではなく okay, in place of ね this is used with dictionary or noun plus no 例えば出張中の課長 okay, 出張中 is in the middle of a business trip の代わりに Okay, in exchange of or in place of my boss who is in a business trip, watashi ga kaigi ni demasu. I will join the or I will participate in the conference. So please check our textbook for more examples. Okay, so after finishing reading the example, let's try to check Nijoroku peiji, Dayon ka no renshu. So 1から9まで. And after that, let's try to answer 第3課から第4課までの1から9まで。はい、じゃあ終わりにします。待って。